Everybody? Welcome to the Bronx Pinstripe Show Game 4 recap. The Yankees still alive. Offense
Still
woke up.
alive.
They got it done. They pushed for another day. That's all you could ask for at that point. We said, hey, get to Game 5. Cole's going to be on the mound. He hopefully shows up and shoves. And then if you get it to Game 6, I know I'm getting ahead of myself, then there's pressure on LA. First, what needed to happen is the Yankees needed to wake the F up. And
They
for
needed to
one
wake
night,
up.
they woke up.
They needed to wake up, and from a very unlikely source, I'd say, with Volpe coming on after that weird base running.
Weird base running?
Weird base running situation.
Just weird. Weird's the word you want to use?
He misread that ball. I don't know why they kept saying like if the other run was going to score. In what situation is that other run scoring?
Wells would have been on third with one out
Why would he be on third?
because Volpe should score easily, and that would have been a triple.
I don't think it's a triple.
He was standing on second base when, like, they showed the replay.
Yeah, maybe
He
I didn't
was
see the replay.
he was 10 feet from second base when Volpe was still near
Either
second
way,
base.
they scored. They won. Volpe came up and rectified the situation. Whether no matter what happened with the grand slam, huge hit for him. I mean, just a massive spot. Like that's we had talked about this at one point after he had gone on his multiple streaks during the season, hot, cold, cold, hot. That in big situations when it does matter, he seemingly had had stepped up in certain times. I remember his late and close numbers were pretty good, and they looked different than his regular numbers. So, I mean, the kid played his butt off today and was running all over the bases even after that blunder that he had, stealing a few bases too. So he was huge. Came up, and at that point, the Dodgers and Roberts were basically punting that game.
After the grand slam? No, not after the grand slam. Because they got it they got it close after the grand slam.
The pitching staff. That's where the punt comes in. It's not the offense.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I thought that
there were zero leverage guys that came into that game.
Well, they cut it to a one-run game.
Yeah, the offense again. Like if the Yankees had just continued to score, they needed to pile on no matter what. You can't punt offense, but you can certainly punt who you throw out there, and that's what happened.
That's the luxury that they have being up 3-0.
Absolutely, I would have done the same thing.
And why? I promise this podcast is not going to be, well, if they just hadn't blown game 1, but why had the Yankees just won that game 1 or won any of the first 3 games, this game 4 would have been so pivotal with the bullpenning for the Dodgers. But the Volpe grand slam, also think about it, that inning they had an opportunity with was there no outs and runners on, and then it was 1 out and with bases loaded, and Rizzo popped up, and so Volpe kind of saved the asses of the guys not coming through. I mean, they kept showing the runners in scoring position numbers, and the Dodgers have not hit with runners in scoring position.
No, they haven't
either.
But they've gotten long ball.
It's been Freddie Freeman.
Basically.
Freddie Freeman is a freaking animal, and I'm calling bullshit on a broken ankle because he looked like he legged out that double play ball pretty damn well. But the numbers of runners in scoring position just abysmal across the board, and Volpe saved it there because it looked like they were gonna squander another opportunity.
Yeah, no, but they did, and I know that Boone today was going.
He shook up the lineup.
Jazz moves up. I mean, Jazz ended up.
He got a hit,
having a decent day, and I guess it worked. I mean, I guess it worked.
Stanton didn't get a
Volpe,
hit. He did hit the ball hard.
Volpe got 2 hits, 4 RBIs. Obviously, Wells with the home run had 2 more hits. They both walked, so 6 walks on the day too. I think that's important because what I noticed is that the umpire was not really calling that low strike as it had been. That low strike was getting called a lot, and the Yankees just couldn't do anything about it. And today it wasn't, but they were also spitting on that pitch. Like they were, you could tell that there was some intention to take that low breaking ball and stop swinging at the damn thing. So, I credit to them for having better at bats. Just Judge looked like he was seeing the ball better. He was definitely, especially in that first at bat, like he spit on a lot of balls that he was he was swinging at in the first
Well,
three
now they're
games.
starting to see these relievers for a second and third time.
Yeah, but again, it's like they're
No,
not
I think
real. Not
that's a factor.
but they're not.
What
These
do you
are
mean
not the
they're
same
not?
guys.
Yeah,
They're
I mean,
Hudson.
in Hudson he had pitched. This was his third outing of the
Yeah,
series, wasn't it?
Hudson and Hudson got lit up, but who else? They Knack hadn't pitched, right? Honeywell hadn't pitched.
No, but that's the back of their bullpen. That's the garbage relief.
But I'm saying that's one dude. So
Yeah, who started the game? Did he pitch?
Kasparius,
Did he pitch in the series yet?
Logan. I don't think he did, but if he, I don't think so. I heard I'm confused because I heard him interviewed on some pregame thing on radio. So I think that's what I'm thinking of, but I don't think he had.
Okay.
But yeah, so again,
I
like
guess
Roberts
Hudson
wasn't
was the
showing them
main-
anything today. Today was a complete. If they got the lead and they had an opportunity to close it down, he
They
said
would've.
this before the game. He was gonna bring his guys out. Otherwise, you weren't seeing anybody. That was his game plan. So the Yankees had to pour on runs tonight. Like,
Well, they didn't pour the runs on until late.
well,
It
that's
was the
fine.
eighth inning before they finally poured the runs on.
But they did. You
Yeah.
know, get whatever confidence you need to go into the next day and have that confidence at the plate, because that's what needs to happen the rest of the series. They need to just continue to score. They can't get shut down by the Dodgers pitching in one game. They can't, because the Yankees pitching is not gonna hold them under 3 to 4 runs probably. Maybe tomorrow with Garrett Cole.
Tomorrow, I mean, you hope the Yankees pitching with Cole, and then Canely didn't pitch today. I thought they were going to go. So I agreed with bringing in Weaver when they brought him in to face the heart of the Dodgers lineup. And then it would have been interesting. It seemed like they were going to bring Weaver back out for the ninth inning, which would have been his third up down, which they didn't do in game one. So it was almost the exact same situation to a T. He had 21 pitches tonight, and it would have been his third inning of work, even though it wasn't a full 3 innings.
Yeah.
In game one, it was 18 pitches, and they didn't bring him back out for that third inning.
Yep.
And I'm sure Boone would sit here telling you, well, we had a long series ahead of us. That's why we didn't do it in game one. You know how I feel about don't.
Well, they talked about it tonight on the broadcast, saying that he had admitted that it was his biggest regret from game one is not taking him
good.
into the third inning of
Yeah.
pitching.
And so they would have done it tonight had the Yankees not gotten the Glaber home run late, because it would have been still a safe situation.
Yeah.
But my point that I was making is Canely didn't pitch, but I thought when they went to Weaver in the 7th, I was like, okay, they'll go Weaver for the 8th, and he'll get to the heart of the order, and then Canely will come in to face 7, 8, 9 or whatever it is.
The way Weaver was pitching, I don't think he was going to dick around with the way that he was going, because he was absolutely shut down. I mean, he looked dominant.
No, I agree.
So-
He wasn't going to. I was saying when he first came in the game, I was like, okay, how are they going to piece the rest of this game together?
Yeah, I think if there was any trouble, if there were base runners and he had to throw more pitches, then that probably would have been the case. But clearly that didn't happen.
But so tomorrow night, you hope it's Cole, Canely, and Weaver. Those are the only 3 guys that should pitch tomorrow night, if things go well.
Yeah, if things don't go well, then it doesn't matter. You just got to out hit them. But you're right. Cole's got to go, and again, like the same mistake cannot happen. Garrett Cole is the
Can't
most.
pull Cole at 88 pitches in the 7th inning.
Garrett
because
Cole
it's
at 100
7th inning.
pitches is the best reliever on the team. Like straight up. So
Eh.
that's what you have to. That's the mentality. That is the mentality. Who else are you bringing in? You cannot bring in other guys. That has to be it.
Well, of course, you're going to have to read the room, which I
Of
don't
course
know
you have to
that
read the
Boone
room.
can
But I'm
do
saying if he's
because
going well.
if he's going well, yeah, because we've seen Cole struggle in the 5th inning, 4th and 5th inning this postseason.
We're just
as well.
back to the same game plan we talked about for game one.
Yeah.
At this point, basically.
Of course.
If you have an opportunity to throw him, or I'm sorry, to stay with him, and your inkling is to go to the bullpen, and the pitch count's weird and low, someone needs to tackle him. Osmus needs to put him in
taser. I've been a proponent of the taser. Anytime
It's not a
you
bad
don't want
idea. The
Boone-
bench coach just has a taser on his hip.
Can we get one on Rojas, the third base coach, too? Anytime he's going to do something stupid.
Something from the common sense department hits the button. That's
Yeah.
what it is. That's great. That's actually a very good idea. Common sense department hits the taser.
I
button.
mean, there's still a lack of common sense for the Yankees scored a bunch of runs tonight and they won, which is great. But there's still a lack of common sense in a lot of areas, especially on the base path.
Well, the Dodgers didn't play the cleanest game today either.
No, Edmund made another error, second of the series. You saw I mean, the Dodgers have not hit with runners in scoring position. They had a ton of opportunities. I mean, they end up putting up 5 runs, right? They scored 5 runs, but yeah, I mean, it's been
Four.
It's been Freddie Freeman. He's been a juggernaut. And again, first inning, like, can we stop throwing him fastballs middle in? He can turn on it.
Dude, well, that one wasn't middle in. That one that wasn't even a fastball. It was
It was a cutter.
it was a cutter. Okay, it's a version of a fastball, but he tried to get cute with it on the outside, and
But
I mean
it just
that was a
leaked
good piece
over
of,
the it
that was a
leaked
good
over
piece
the
of
middle
hitting.
of the plate. What are you
It-
talking about? Go look
he-
at that pitch.
He
That was
pulled it
middle
to right. He
belt
pulled it
high.
to right field. It's not an
Go
easy pitch to pull to right field.
go look at the pitch again.
I saw it. I remember.
Wells was setting up outside, and
Yeah.
the cutter was middle of the plate.
Either way, he'll settle down for the next few innings. So I mean he
He pitched well enough.
for all things, equal with how pitching's been going in the starting pitching. He was up there with some of the best.
Yeah, I mean, which is sad to say. No, I thought that because for a moment there, it's like, okay, things are going to unravel. Freddie Freeman hit another home run. The Yankees did not score in the first inning after getting a couple guys on base, and you're like, this thing is going to go down the toilet quickly. And Heel didn't allow that to happen. I'm not saying he pitched great and he was dominant or anything like that, but he at least kept it so it wasn't unraveling.
Yeah, and
Before their very
all those runs went to him as well that came up. So his line looks like shit.
No, I know.
4
and
innings
he wasn't.
pitched, 4 earned runs.
I mean,
only
for
one
the
strikeout.
Yankees supposedly having the starting pitching advantage, it certainly has not played out that way through 4 games.
Dude, this was like it was so tailor made for Luis Gil to have a struggle start against this team. This team is not a good matchup for him at all.
He did pitch well against them in June, but again,
June and now
Fox
different-
showed the numbers. First half heel not equal to second half heel.
Yeah. It's just the way that they approach their at bats. It's not good for him unless he's some over the plate more consistently than he usually is, and that just wasn't the case today.
Well, I want to tell you what my favorite thing from the night was. But first, tonight, this episode is brought to you by Manscaped, the global leader in men's lifestyle and grooming. If you've ever had a professional shave done, you know how good the feeling is and how clean your face feels. Well, introducing Manscaped's newest innovation. It's called the Chairman Pro Electric Foil Shaver. This brings a professional shave right into your home. The Chairman Pro gives you that silky smooth finish that you used to only be able to get at the barbershop. Scott, you could use the Chairman Pro because you've got like the 5 o'clock shadow going where you just get that thing nice and clean. It's so easy. It just sort of bzzz, cleans up all the stubble on your face. They also have something called skin safe technology, and it is called this because it reduces razor burn and irritation, which is much appreciated, especially if you have sensitive skin like I do. The products, all of Manscaped's products are waterproof, meaning you can shave in the shower for easy cleanup. They have thought of everything when it comes to men's grooming. I've been using their products for years and I love them, and I know you will too. And don't just trust me, look to the over 11 million men worldwide who use Manscaped. Get the Chairman Pro today for 20% off plus free shipping with code Bronx20 at manscaped.com. 20% off and free shipping with code Bronx20 at manscaped.com. No more juggling multiple tools or dealing with subpar results, just efficient, effective grooming whenever, wherever you need it. My favorite thing from the night was that fan down the right field line ripping the ball out of Mookie Betts' glove.
Unbelievable.
That man brought the energy that the Yankees had not shown all series. And the cherry on top was him trying to sell to the umpire that Mookie Betts dropped it. As if there weren't going to be a billion camera angles and zoom in shots of him ripping the ball out of Mookie Betts' glove. That was freaking hilarious.
I think what he was trying to sell was the fact that Mookie came into the stands and that it's free game from there. You can do whatever you want. It's no holds barred at that point. Once you cross that invisible line, that man is in my territory. That was unbelievable. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
That.
He pried his glove open and ripped that ball out of his hand.
I mean, props for Mookie Betts for not like motherfucking the guy out.
I think he did. But he also had no choice because that man had his, like, when you look at it, dude had his glove way after the play. Like, it was.
Yeah.
At one point, when you see the camera angle, you can't see Mookie Betts' feet. So I'm like, is he hanging? Is he holding him up right now?
Mookie's not the biggest guy, so he might have been.
Crazy, dude. Like,
Preposterous.
Yeah,
That is an insane thing to do.
It's an insane thing to do. In the moment, I mean, jaws of life, getting that glove open to get that ball out of there.
To be clear, I am not a proponent of this. If you're a fan, do not do this. But that was funny as shit.
It was wild. It was a wild moment. I was like, that doesn't happen anywhere else. But yeah. I mean, you know, there was some energy after that.
I mean, clearly that guy's probably had a couple 2-3 beers at Billy's beforehand and then some. And he's just like, F it. I'm going to help the Yankees get back into this World Series.
I don't think he was thinking anything.
I know that.
I think homeboy was just like, get the glove, get the ball out of the glove. That's it. I mean, they could have just caught the ball and it would have been fine because it was
reach above
line.
his glove. Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't show it, but I have to imagine he was escorted out of Yankee Stadium.
I saw footage of it.
Okay. So that man paid a cool $2,000, $2,500.
Nah, those are season tickets.
Okay.
He probably didn't pay. He paid the price of the ticket, most likely. So wasn't as
and
much
whatever
as
bail costs.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to jail for that. That's he's just a
Well,
you
you go into a holding thing if you run on the field, right?
Yeah, that's not it. You just
No,
escorted out of the stadium. That's all that happens there. Not
Yeah.
that that's happened to me before, but that's what happens.
Did you also see Paul O'Neill's first pitches?
I heard about it. I didn't see it though. I wasn't watching I couldn't watch the pregame today. I couldn't handle all the bullshit.
Well, I was watching pregame and I didn't see it. So I walked out of the room when it happened, but I saw it on the MLB app. So the first one for AJ Burnett is the catcher. Okay, sure, fine. But O'Neill airmails the first one. He's like, "Give me the ball back. I want a do-over," and he spikes the second one into the ground.
Yeah,
Paulie, practice. Jeter threw a strike.
He doesn't throw. Jeter said, I don't believe Jeter when he said this. So he said it's the second time he's thrown the ball in 10 years. There's just no way that's true.
Yeah, Jeter probably practiced. You know why?
He did it behind closed doors and didn't tell anybody.
Because Jeter is fundamentally sound.
Paul O'Neill just lives
in the moment at this point. He probably is like, I played 36 holes today. My arm's sore.
Yeah, that's fine. I have no problem with it. If it was anybody else but Paul O'Neill, that's when you have issues. But Paul O'Neill can do no wrong.
So they shook up the lineup. Wells was back in there. And he looked good tonight at the plate. He had the double off the wall and then the home run. He hit the home run on a high fastball too, which he had not been able to catch up to.
Yeah.
So his bat actually looked like it had life in it tonight. But so Wells is back in there, and then Jazz moved up to the cleanup spot, Stanton down to the number 5 spot. I mean, Boone's talking about how it's because of the bullpen game. They wanted to go with the lefty-righty balance to not give the lanes. They love the lanes terminology.
It's just so much overthinking, though, because the only reason those guys are in the game is if they're not hitting. That's the only reason those guys are in the game, because they're not, again, like they weren't coming in this game. They just weren't coming in this game unless they had a lead and they just weren't hitting.
I just think so.
So it's again him like overthinking something that's actually not really a scenario.
Well, so my question is going to be, do you think Stanton moves back to clean up for Game 5?
He should.
He should. And so this is a bad example tonight because Stanton didn't get a hit and Jazz ended up getting a hit. But Stanton has been one of the few guys this entire postseason who has done damage. And moving him down to the 5 spot just gets him potentially one fewer at bat in a game. And it's just like,
look, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I know everybody talks about the one at bat piece and like maybe.
Well, there was a situation tonight where Jazz came up with first and second, and then Stanton was up with second and third, and they pitched to him. And I don't think they were actually pitching to him. I think they were pitching around him because he swung at a ball a foot off the plate.
Yeah. Well, I don't think. I mean, Boone's done this all year. He likes that lefty in that 4 spot. I mean, he wants a lefty in there.
If Brett Gardner came out of retirement, he'd hit cleanup.
if there's a lefty that's producing, and clearly he liked what.
Well, if there's a lefty producing, sure.
But when I say producing for Aaron Boone, all it takes is like,
Good
a
swing.
good swing in the cage.
Good takes.
Yeah, a good dry swing is production on his end. So, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Like I'm dead serious. It would not surprise me if Austin Wells was
Austin
on the
Wells
floor
is
tomorrow. Yeah, would not shock me. It would be egregious, but it would not shock me because of what he did today, off of inferior pitching.
I think they're gonna run the same thing out there.
I think they'll run the same
11
lineup
runs.
back. Yeah.
This is the lineup that we won. We got to the World Series with. We're running it back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of these things would surprise me.
So he also said he toyed with the idea of batting Judge leadoff, but didn't want to mess up Gleyber Torres.
Well,
and again, like you're like, they scored 11 runs, Andrew, shut up. What does it matter? I just like going into this game, your season's on the line. You're about to be swept and you're pulling out all the stops not to get swept. And you're really going to stop at, like, if you truly thought Judge moving him to the leadoff spot would get him going and shake the line, then do it. But no, it's eyewash. It's just talk. He had no intention of moving Judge out of the 3-hole.
I don't think that. No, he didn't, because this hasn't happened all year long. There were opportunities early in the year. There were opportunities because the leadoff guy was doing nothing. There were plenty of opportunities to do this, and not all of them were because Judge was struggling. It was because we needed more at bats from Judge, and it was just something different. But I don't know. Gleyber hit a home run again, tonight. Gleyber has looked really, really good in the leadoff spot ever since he's walked into that spot.
My point was, Judge has been the biggest storyline for the Yankees offensively this postseason, and it's not been a good storyline.
Yeah.
It has been his lack of production. So if they actually thought, to get Judge going, moving him to the leadoff spot will do it, then do it and hit Gleyber second or hit Gleyber third or whatever it is.
You don't hit Gleyber second. The whole point of moving him up is to get him at bat, but you get Soto behind him.
You're missing my point. My point is, you move Gleyber somewhere else and you hit Judge
if they believe
first.
that's going to get Judge.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I know. But what he does believe is that Judge will go no matter where he is, and he stays in the same spot, which I don't disagree with. I mean, I think if Judge is going to go, Judge is going to go.
Over a 162, that's absolutely correct. But you don't have 162.
Right. I get that. So the last at bat, obviously he got the hit to left field. Honeywell was giving hits to everybody on the team at that point, which was great. I appreciate him, boosting some confidence, because I think that's what you're looking for, right? You're looking for
a slump buster. You're
looking for him to feel good about the swing, and same with Wells. Even maybe that comes back.
But at least Wells also had the hit early in the game, double off.
No,
the
I mean
wall.
on the game, like he was. Again, they didn't see, and even Hudson yesterday didn't look. He wasn't sharp. So like Hudson, we have not seen a good Daniel Hudson yet. So I don't expect to see him in high leverage situations either for the rest of the series unless they have to. But the Yankees got right against the B lineup on the pitcher side. Like, make no mistake about that. But that's okay, because that's what it was in front of them and they needed to get right. So if they're able to do that, build that confidence, and then come out tomorrow and continue to hit, then maybe the pressure does shift a little bit, and we start looking at Roberts in that punt game and start saying, hey, you thought this was in the bag. But that's a long ways away. You gotta see what's up with tomorrow.
It starts with Cole going out there in the first inning and putting up a 0, and they have not. I mean, Freddie Freeman has attacked the Yankees in these first 2 games at Yankee Stadium. It put the Dodgers on the board right away. You gotta pitch. And it's easier said than done, obviously, because you've got Ohtani, who does not look right. Like, we all agree, Ohtani doesn't look right, especially in that bat against Leiter. I think it was the 0-1 pitch he swung at, took a huge hack at. It was kind of a pitch in the middle of the plate. Leiter left there for him. I got to imagine if Ohtani's shoulder's 100%, that thing is 450 feet. Like that was a.
I don't know, but Mark Leiter Jr.'s got some pixie dust that he's put on that ball ever since he's taken it into the playoffs, because he's been basically lights out ever since he's pitched in the playoffs.
And so,
knock on wood,
it's easier said than done, because if you've got runners on base ahead of Freeman, you might not be able to pitch around him. But all I'm saying is, let's just be careful with Freddie Freeman from here on out.
I think we should just be careful with Freddie Freeman, especially in the first inning. This dude did it twice in a row. Just jumped on it immediately. Immediately. There was no Fat Joe today. Okay. All right. Ashanti, was it who sang the national anthem?
I don't know.
I was going to say Ashanti. Is that right? I don't know if I'm right when I said that. She killed it. Whoever, she was awesome.
Ashanti?
Is it she? I don't think that's right. Whoever, she destroyed it. It was good. It was in a good way.
Podcast ever.
In a good way.
Whitest podcast. Ashanti was that Russell Wilson's wife?
No, that's Sierra.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it was Ashanti. Okay.
Ashanti. I'm not thinking of the right person, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm right. Take your white comment back. I'm right.
So, what was I saying?
Anyway, she crushed it, and there was momentum coming in. See, that's what it's supposed to be. You get the national anthem.
Yes.
You get the energy. Everybody starts getting up. Everybody starts getting going. The home team runs out.
Yeah.
And you play baseball.
808.
And there's energy. There's a feeling.
Yeah.
You get Fat Joe walking out there with his Timbs on the bump, and you're like,
skinny Fat Joe.
What are we doing? Just
bad.
sucked it out. I mean, granted, it didn't work because Freddie Freeman just hit the ball into the right field stands again. Anyway,
I was thinking because the Yankees were, they chose, let's sign Rodon, bring back Rizzo, not give a contract to Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman probably hit 45 home runs at Yankee Stadium playing there.
Freddie Freeman, yeah. I got nothing bad to say about Freddie Freeman. He's a good dude. He's a fantastic hitter. You were obsessed with him for a little while. I remember in a couple of the off season. I think for 2 straight years you wanted to get him.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah, he's a damn good player.
Duh. You know who would make sense hitting lefty in the middle of the order because he's lefty? Freddie Freeman.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. But everything they did what they had to do tonight. Thank God they didn't get swept because that would have been ugly and brutal.
So my dad is convinced had they got swept, Boone would have been fired. And I tried to I had to break it to him. I'm like, I bet there's already a handshake agreement of a contract between Boone and the Yankees, no matter what happens in this World Series. And it was probably even handed out before the World Series. Probably handed out the moment they clinched the #1 seed.
I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on that. I've been wrong every time because I feel like the writing has been on the wall so many times for that guy to be not here, and it just never happened. So it'll be a shock to me the day he's not there.
Yeah.
Whether it's for valid reasons or just for change sake. I still don't think he's a good manager.
No, I mean, he lost them game 1. So this series would be 2-2 if it weren't for Aaron Boone. If ChatGPT was managing the Yankees, it'd be a 2-2 series.
Yeah.
But my dad is basically like, they're just delaying the inevitable. They're still going to lose. And now Boone's not going to get fired. So he's very upset.
Yeah. Well, just tell your dad that wouldn't have mattered anyway.
I told him that.
But you never know. That's it. You just never know. You got Garrett Cole tomorrow, and then who knows?
That's what I'm saying. You've got Garrett Cole in Game 5. You win Game 5, and then the pressure is on the Dodgers. Then they might get tight because they don't want to be the team that blows the World Series up 3-0. Now, I still think those 2 games in LA are going to be really freaking difficult.
Yeah, of course.
But get there and figure it out.
Yeah. Marcus Stroman might be pitching Game 7. Game 6.
He won't pitch more than an inning.
Well.
Or you're saying instead of Rodon because of the blister?
Possibly.
Yeah.
No, I think at that point they would probably go Nestor.
I agree. 2 innings from Nestor. That's what they would do. 100%.
There's no such thing as a starting pitcher anymore.
Yeah, the Yankees.
Everybody, you just have a staff of pitchers. That's it. It is what it is.
I don't know. The Dodgers have had 3 good starts out of their starting pitching this World Series.
Yeah, the Dodgers, they have. You're right.
But
they weren't even walking into it.
No, walking into it wasn't supposed to be, but they've all been very good.
Yeah.
So it's obviously Jack Flaherty versus Garrett Cole tomorrow.
Yeah, let's see what Jack Flaherty looks like away from Dodger Stadium because apparently anytime he leaves that place, it's been kryptonite.
Is there
So we'll
anything
see.
else?
Hopefully that's the same as tomorrow because he's been very good at both of those starts. The start against the Mets at Dodger Stadium when he went seven innings, and then the last one against us, he was very good. So hopefully he does not come out here with that heavy ball in the lower in the zone. But maybe the Yankees change their eye level a little bit today, and it'll affect what they can do tomorrow.
Yeah, he pitched 7 shutout innings against the Mets in Game 1 at home, and then in Game 5 at New York Mets, 3 innings, 8 hits, 8 runs.
Yeah. Chris is saying Kasperius, if I'm saying his name right, started today. His first MLB start. AAA relievers. This was a punt. Well addressed. We already know that.
Michael is saying that after Cole, the Yankees have nobody. It's basically, I'm assuming he's a Dodgers fan. Basically, like even if they win tomorrow, it doesn't matter.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong on paper, but all I'm saying is the Yankees have been on the other end of this in the bad way. Things can unravel, even if on paper it should be the advantage Dodgers. Pressure is real.
Is a privilege.
Pressure is but pressure is real. And buttholes tighten up when there's pressure. And the Dodgers, let's be honest, they've been known to not close things out in the playoffs. They've pressure has gotten to them in the
fighting
past.
words, Andrew.
It's happened.
If it goes to Game 6, all I'm saying is anything can happen.
You guys know how many stolen bases they had tonight, the Yankees?
A bunch.
Volpe had at least 3. You have 3 or 2 or 3?
He had 2.
Yeah.
Another reason why he shouldn't have stretched that double in his last at bat, because just take the single and steal.
Well, that's the counter argument. I have no problem with him being aggressive, but
he was out by 5 feet.
Yeah, he was, but I still don't. I want him to be aggressive.
Then steal the base. That's a better odd. Those are better odds.
Yeah, I see that. Logan,
they had 9 tonight.
9 stolen bases. Oh, because Wells got one on the back end of that double steal.
Yep, Judge stole a base.
That wasn't defensive indifference.
That was
They called it a stolen base.
That's defensive indifference. Even if it's a stolen base in the box score.
Even that play that Volpe got to second base on, he definitely struck out too. That ball did not hit the ground. It hit the leather in the glove.
Yeah. So the other thing I want to talk about was the hit by pitches. So Judge gets hit on a check swing. Well, he definitely checked his swing, but he gets hit in the hand. Mm-hmm. And then Stanton gets hit in the hand on a swing, and he definitely did swing.
Yeah.
But that is a swinging strike because the ball never made contact with the bat.
Right, because it hit him.
So that was the second strike. Had there been 2 strikes already, that is a strike 3. And that would have been the right call. I think some people were complaining.
It is by the letter of the like that. That's the
right.
Way,
he swung at the pitch.
If you get hit by a pitch and you swing, it's a strike.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Smoltz making the argument that they could adjust that rule. Like I understand what he's saying. I understand, but there are situations where you're swinging and then the ball hits you because you've gotten fooled so badly.
Right, like if you're facing a left-handed pitcher as a righty and the slider is so devastating that you swing at it, then it hits your back foot. Like, no, that's a strike 3.
Right. So I think that's the problem with that play is that the gray area is too large to not call it a strike. Because that doesn't happen it's a freak thing. The fact that it hit his knuckles, it like grazed his knuckles.
And from the Dodgers, like the Yankees has done a pretty good job holding the Dodgers lineup down. Like I'm not saying that they've dominated them because the Dodgers lineup, I know they struck out a few times tonight, but up until this, they hadn't struck out at all. Didn't they say the fewest amount of strikeouts through 3 World Series games?
Yeah, they hadn't swung and missed. No, the Yankees bullpen has done a good job besides the Garrett Cole game.
The Grand Slam skews it though. Like I know you can't say, "Oh, take out the Grand Slam," but the Grand Slam skews it.
I don't even care about skewing the numbers. I don't care about the numbers. Like we know what happened. That every other game, the Yankees relief pitchers have kept them in. It's the starting pitchers have let them down. It's the guys that can't go deep, or the guys that are letting up runs early. The relievers have held them in the games, had given the offense opportunity to strike back, and then they just didn't take advantage of any of those opportunities. Today was really not different. Like they held it down pretty much again. I know those runs are charged to heel but Hill and Heel, Hill gave them up, but they were charged to Heel.
Mm-hmm.
That's confusing.
Yeah, so I think what you're going to see tomorrow night from the Dodgers, like the moment Flaherty struggles, they're going to get him out of the game and go to the top bullpen arm. So it's going to be up to Cole to just match Flaherty and the Dodgers bullpen.
Yeah, and the Yankees offense to actually do something because everybody's gonna get pulled out tomorrow night. Day off, going to LA.
Right.
Everybody is pitching.
All the good bullpen arms in the Dodgers pen
Yeah.
are going to pitch.
And tomorrow they will, if Roberts senses anything through the second time through the lineup with Flaherty, he's gonna pull Flaherty and he's gonna go to the bullpen. That's just gonna happen. So the Yankees need to get to him early. I mean, granted, that's every approach for every game. Get to the starting pitcher early, but especially tomorrow, because if you can lengthen the game a little bit with the relievers, then and make them come in for a reason, Yankees have an opportunity. But yeah, at the end of the day, Garrett Cole has to shove too.
And sneaky, the fact that they tacked on the runs late and Tim Meza got to pitch the ninth inning instead of Weaver is big.
100%. Because that would have been a tougher, because even if he had pitched in the ninth, I still think he's available tomorrow.
He's available tomorrow, but his effectiveness is
right.
less.
So yes, it gave him the ability to be a lot more fresh.
Yes.
At that point too. So,
I mean, everyone's available tomorrow.
Trevor saying not one of the Dodgers pen was even touched to the mound tonight. I know, we know this. Roberts will not hesitate to. Okay, we already just talked about this. Yeah, they will. He will deploy the bullpen completely, fully complete deploying that bullpen tomorrow night. No doubt about it.
All right, guys, then we're gonna wrap it up here tonight. So tomorrow night we'll be at the game.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens post game.
We don't know how or if we're going to be recording after the game. Maybe there'll be a podcast, maybe not. I think a lot of that is going to depend on, one, how the game is going. Two, if our equipment allows us to record. And three, how many beers Scott has.
Scott.
Yeah, I don't know.
Watch out for public buildings. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying is just unlock the bathrooms, please, tomorrow.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Reminder, go check out Manscaped and use code Bronx20 for 20% off. And we will talk to you again maybe tomorrow night. Maybe game 6 if there's a game 6.
Hey, go Yankees.